October 15th, 1989, Sunday night class with Reverend James Tingley and John Lilek. I am fine. How are you?
That's the day the time of arrival.
Yes.
Of the arrival of the angels of God.
Yes.
Now I ask that the great unseen and awesome all night and the instrumentality of Dr. David to enter into the room of spiritual awakening. I now invite Dr. Taylor.
Dr. Taylor.
God bless you, Dr. Taylor.
God bless you. It is during this time, and this lesson begins now, that I am praying and I am entrancing the Reverend Tingley, who is over there in the chair. You are witnessing the levitation of a physical object known as a trumpet.
Yes.
And my son, I want to say welcome to your class this evening first. This is John Lilek.
Yes, Dr. Taylor.
God bless you, Dr. Taylor.
God bless you, Dr. Taylor.
I come to help you.
Thank you.
You realize that there is a chemicalization that is about to take place,
Yes.
and that each Sunday night you must be present.
Yes.
You are progressing wonderful is my first report.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor.
Now my instrument is slowly, he is gone, completely entranced. I shall give him a healing.
Wonderful.
And thank you in the name of our Lord God for the names that you have called upon the ethers for this healing to be sent to. And bring Mabel to you.
Hello.
And God bless you. Hear the others join in.
Yes.
Isn't this marvelous?
Truly wonderful.
You rejoiced, didn't you?
Yes.
And reveled in the wonderful trumpet seance last evening.
Yes, it was wonderful.
It is a monumental occasion of goodness.
Truly it is.
And son, it should be reminded to you that you are a part of this great, wonderful dawning of light. And I want to say, this information is not for the pastor, but it is for you. We find you to be very sincere. We understand your temperaments, my son, and we say only this to you. Go on, son. We're going to help you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is wonderful, Dr.
One day soon you will awaken to the fact. When you are developed, and that won't be too far away, you will awaken to the fact that there isn't anything that is worthwhile attaining that isn't difficult to find. There always will be struggles, sacrifices. This is a part of my teaching tonight. There will be days of spiritual and there will be days of mental depressions. You are aware of this, aren't you, son?
Yes. Yes.
Because you are clouded in, still in a physical body. I am free of that body, my son.
Yes.
But you are counted in the walls of an earthly body yet, a tenement of clay. And the environmental conditions of your physical plane are different than mine. So we have to cope with, my son, those important factors. Is my voice coming in better now?
Yes, Dr.
And
Taylor.
this is Dr. Taylor.
Dr. Taylor.
And I want to say to you this one thing. Try to curb your temperament with one thought. The light of God surrounds me and abides within me. You don't have to say this in public, my son.
Just
You have to feel it in thought.
Yes.
For thought is deep, my son, but feeling is deeper and deeper. A part of your lesson, will you repeat this? Thought is deep,
Thought is deep,
but feeling
but feeling
is deeper and deeper.
is deeper and deeper.
I shall develop that feeling
I shall develop that feeling
of God,
of God,
of all positive goodness,
of all positive goodness,
and I shall achieve my greatness
and I shall achieve my greatness
as I deserve it.
as I deserve it.
So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Blessed be this, the beginning of the class. I will stand close. You realize that you have Sunday night sessions?
Yes.
There are chemicalizations now. You have 3 more important ones before we go into the philosophy.
Wonderful.
And then we will go into the philosophical and the scientific form of levitation and telekinesis.
Wonderful.
These are words that you don't understand right now,
Yeah.
but you will, son, and be proud to hold them.
Yes.
I have a laugh for you.
Yes.
I know your insides, my son.
Yes, you do, Dr. Taylor. That was wonderful poetry upstairs.
Did you enjoy it, my
I
son?
loved it. It was wonderful.
And then it was a wonderful instrument who I give it to.
Yes.
And I am proud to be his doctor.
Yes. And he's proud to have you as a
Yes,
doctor.
I'm sure he is. I just don't want him to know one thing about my comments, because I am independently speaking to you,
Yes.
and entirely to you and for you, and not for him or anyone else. I am your teacher, one of them, and others will come during your session here tonight.
Wonderful.
Try to be here. You are here fine this evening at 12:30. And try to keep this wonderful punctuality up. Punctuality is another lesson that I bring in, that I want you to know that it is important to be on time.
Yes.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
Dr. Taylor, my blessings of God I give you. I shall be close by, guarding your heart, your lungs, and all your system. For this is the greatness of God's work. Let not yourself get involved with people who are lesser personalities than good. Understand me?
I understand.
It is all right to be a savior in your own capacity, but to cast your pearls before swine, it's a different token. Understand this?
Understand.
You will be able to serve those who come to you. I teach you a valuable lesson. Doesn't the Holy Bible say, "Come unto me,
Yes.
and I shall give thee peace, and I shall give thee rest"? Does it not say this?
Yes.
Let them come unto you, but come in the good spirit,
Yes.
the needful spirit.
That's right.
God bless you.
God bless you.
I
Thank you.
shall also instruct you now not only of punctuality, but, my son, aware yourself, you have the tape to remind you,
Yes.
that there will be days of discouragement. Those are challenging days. Those are days when the old negatives come closer to the physical plane. But with the white light of Christ that I surround you with, it will not, and they will not be able to be penetrable. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Shake it off like water over a duck's back.
Wonderful.
They don't belong to you, son.
That's right.
I want to aware you that I'm interested also in your lesson, that we are concerned of your material welfare as well. And by that, you'll need to see your little son soon,
Yes.
but we don't advise you to become reunited with the spouse.
Understand.
We see a future ahead for you, but we don't see it happy with this spouse or whomever. I do not even know her name.
It's you.
I do not believe you have the inner desire for her friendship.
No.
It would be advisable to keep it on a business basis.
Yes. Just to keep the peace for my son.
This is right. You know it is a hardship, and I will be honest with you, Reverend Tingley would keep this news away from you. But we've got to watch for the next 2 weeks concerning a paper that we don't want her to serve. But I am a man that believes in telling you out front. Reverend Tingley knows this, and he is very, very upset about it, but hasn't told you. Please don't give me away.
You have my word. I will not.
And he is a protective agency.
Yes, he is.
And I want to say one thing that I do not want to meet his ears. You do not have a better friend.
Best friend to ever have.
Dr. Taylor shall be here continuously.
Wonderful, Doctor. Wonderful.
And I know that
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Tulip.
This is Tulip.
God bless. Tulip, Lois, God bless you.
And I'm so glad to see my daddy.
I'm so glad to see you,
And
Kate.
I thought I could have swooped you up and down.
You sure did.
If everything was Tingley, he liked me.
He loved you. Everyone loves
I
you.
liked him. He's a good-looking man.
Yes.
He's a big man.
Yes. You're wonderful.
And I would always told Daddy, I'm glad you are walking with an important man.
Yes. Yes, I
He's
am.
an important person. It makes me feel proud.
Yes. Me too.
And they see us coming to the church for when we're healing.
Yes.
They say, oh, Daddy, we must be somebody.
That's right.
And don't you tell him I say that.
I promise.
But I'm proud.
And I'm proud too. And I'm proud of you and all the guys.
And I'm going to make you prouder of me too.
I know you are.
I want to be a good toy guy.
You are. You are.
You know what the meaning of a toy guy is?
One who brings joy, messages.
It's a messenger bearer.
Yes.
And I act as a gatekeeper.
I thought that was cute how you brought that up about the slush fund and the he. I knew that was you.
I know there's money in that trunk.
I know, that's for the little one.
I know it.
You're wonderful.
And I know it. But he might need it for some time yet, but I know it.
You don't miss too much with your eyes.
I know it all. I can give it to you to the team.
I know. And I want to get close and know you even
And
more.
I thought you were going to be angry at me.
No, I love you.
And they didn't tell you that because they wanted to snitch on you. I'm not a snitch, Daddy.
I know you aren't.
I was told that same thing with you.
You're a big angel.
I'm a big angel.
That's right. And I am
And
so...
I'm a big lover, too. And I love my daddy big.
And I love you in a big way too. Always. I always will. And I'm so... Yes.
I will be good.
I know you will be.
And I will promise you. Right now I become less.
Wonderful.
Sometimes my voice goes up and down.
I know.
But I'll get stronger each time.
You're getting stronger already.
Am I right?
You are, and I'm proud, and we're going to go a long
This
ways.
is part of my lesson now.
Wonderful.
Technically, I'm 22 minutes tonight.
That's fine. That's wonderful.
That's a long time.
Yes, it is.
That's longer than the average person.
That's right.
Your voice is going down, darling. So pictures like that help the little girl.
That's
Say, in the name of God, may her vibration be built higher.
in the name of God, may your vibrations be built higher. That's right. You. Oh my goodness. Well, if you fall this way. Okay.
I have to learn to keep the trumpet up, and that's part of my lesson.
Well, you're doing fine. In the name of God.
That was just building again,
In the
honey.
name of God. Build our vibrations
Here
stronger.
I am, Daddy.
Isn't this scientifically interesting?
Yes.
We are teaching you that they have to learn to levitate the trumpet. And since you began yourself here this evening, there is, if you could visualize it with me, a white light all over you. Maybe sometimes you can see it like a white blue mist.
Yes.
Sometimes you will hear the chairs wiggle around you.
Yes.
It shows progress. Now
Wonderful.
I'm approaching your aura. Can you feel my closeness?
Yes. Very close.
And all the time that I'm talking, and ever since the word of Dr. Taylor was spoken, a serum has been going into your mind and body, spirit and soul.
Wonderful.
Repeat after me. Through the fire of God
through the fire of God
and the power of God,
and the power of God,
I command
I command
that all evil spirits leave now
that all evil spirits leave now
and forever
and forever
and at once.
and at once.
So may it be.
So mote it be.
At the count of 13. Do you understand why the figure is 13? It represents the 12 disciples and the one Christ. Will you repeat that in your lesson now to me? It represents
It represents
the 12 disciples
the 12 disciples
and the one Christ.
and the one Christ.
Now that's a lesson you thought that you did not know. Isn't that correct?
Yes, it's very symbolic.
It's symbolic to the Christian standards.
Yes.
It also goes deeper than that, and I will give you a sketch of it now. It represents all of the chakras, including the 12th house and the one God. It's the greatest number, 13, that has ever been used. No mathematician has ever been able to figure out the power of 13. It measures itself in our teachings not as a magical. We have no magic in God. Understand this?
Just power of God.
It is reality and natural law. I am a teacher that believes in making this first statement to my students, and that all things taught in your class are of God in the beginning. I also uttered into my students' ears one message. Don't ever take any gaff, and I use the word gaff very emphatically, from any disbelievers now that you have begun your lessons. Don't take any gaff as to the unchristian acts of what you're doing. Do you understand?
I understand. I will defend my religion as if you were standing right by me.
You must, my child. A defender of the faith is a follower of Christ.
Yes.
You have these words taped electronically upon your tape at this time.
Yes.
Listen to them occasionally, and you will know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I don't want you to memorize anything, child.
I understand.
I'm not a teacher of the mimic law. Do you understand what the mimic law is? Oh, it's a bit of slangology. That means we don't want to be a parrot-like taught person. We want to be taught by actual experience, and we want the knowledge indwelled within our mind capsules. You have mind capsules to be filled.
Yes.
You will rejoice and see the revelations change from day to day in your physical life and in your educational life. This is an educational room. Will you so consider that?
Yes.
That you are in and are taking an educational course at this present time.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I have taught for many, many years upon the physical plane. I have taught theology. I have thought about the other great religions, comparative religions they call them. You will have briefs on every one of those before you're finished.
Wonderful.
You'll have them on tape.
That is wonderful.
Secure those tapes. Where do you keep them? I want to know now.
In a strong box upstairs in the bedroom in the closet.
Well, just as long as they're in this house is the same as a strong box.
That's right.
Would you understand that?
Yes. I even.
So I want to say, just so you keep them and don't take them to church,
That's That's right.
or outside of the premises of this domain until you are told to do so.
You have my word.
Because they are gold,
That's right.
better than the stuff that I got in Fort Knox.
That is so true, because this is the purest of all.
This is better than 22 or 28 or whatever you call it.
100% truth.
This is 1,100% proof.
Yes.
And the values of it, my son, are great.
Bless your heart, Doctor.
Yes.
Dr. Doyle is here.
Wonderful. God bless you.
God bless you, my son.
God bless you, Dr. Doyle.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Wow, wonderful.
Just briefing on for a few moments from old England, I want to say I am glad to see you
It is truly an honor to meet you.
to take participation into the studies of psychic phenomena.
Wonderful.
The many records of my work and my dedication have been printed, but I shall show you that occasionally I will drop in on you.
Wonderful, Doctor. Wonderful, Doctor.
I would rather have our meetings and our conversation as private for a little while, even from the marvelous instant it was in France,
You have my word, Doctor.
because we have a preparatory stage of a wonderful day looking for Recognition Day at the end of your class period, where we will celebrate, and you will be able to hear some of these remarks made.
Wonderful.
And I shall make the first one today. Upon this dedicatory day of October 15th, 1989, I, Arthur Conan Doyle, with my spouse Lady Doyle, visited the physical plane and chatted with a young man named John Lilek, who is under the instructorship and the companionship of the Reverend James Tingley. We come from the spirit world, having lived once in London and other shires of England. I am the author of the Sherlock Holmes series. I am also the great pioneer of modern spiritualism. I am the great man who people think of me as the first one to be the founder of the botanical psychical science for psychic research. I now am very happy to say to you people of the world that I visited her upon October 15th in the name of your Lord in Toledo, Ohio, United States of America. I am going to be with you as long as you will put up with me.
My pleasure, Doctor.
It is to be a lesson in this one respect. Though you enjoyed my visitation, I would rather have it kept close now that I even can, until the right time cometh.
I cherish this and honor your request.
Son, go on. A word to the wise. Do you have an open ear?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It will not always be easy to cope with. But anything that is worth having of gold is worth the digging of it.
That is so true.
It has to be sane, doesn't it?
That's right. So true.
It has to be refined.
Yes.
There has to be smelting pots.
Yes.
There has to be labor, doesn't there?
Yes. Very much.
There has to be choice. And you have to put a personality into it.
Yes.
We Englishmen are most dedicated to our work. We do not view psychic science as a folly.
That's right.
It is the study of the soul world, the spiritual world, of continuance. We do not regard the physical plane, my son, as either the beginning or the ending of life. Just one of the stop-offs.
Yes.
Who are we to know, even myself in spirit, that somewhere, maybe in the distant isles of the past, that sometimes I might have been a ringer of a bell somewhere.
That's true.
But let me say, as the bell tolls, as I have often heard of it in my own country, I used to hear the bells on Old London Tower. And I heard Big Ben speak out his voice every quarter of the hour. I always heard it with a mocking sense of hearing. Time is a fleeting thing, but with each moment that passes, let me make one step farther. I would say to my God that I can keep up with the hands. And let that tolling of the bell not always bring me dismay or sorrow. Let it bring me a tomorrow.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I ask you to hold these little words that I say as lessons to them.
Yes, I shall.
I realize that I'm also in the presence of one who sleepeth. But a grand and noble man, they say.
Yes, yes, he is.
And I know because I could not voice in such a wonderful atmosphere. Indeed, how long have you met, gentlemen?
Reverend James Tingley.
In your acquaintance of him, how long has it been since you first met him?
3.5 to 4 months.
It is remarkable.
Yes.
And the closeness I see here,
Yes.
and I want to say it should be the blending of greatness, of friends. And I'm glad to see that you're under such an influence.
Yes, I am proud and honored to be.
I do feel that I see a healing hand over his head.
That's,
Is he indeed healing? There are doctors that are healing him.
yes,
Then I would say it is probably through the nervous system, the solar plexus that needs adjusting.
yes.
He will be helped.
That is wonderful, Doctor.
I pray that such men as him live long lives,
Yes,
for he has much to offer.
yes, he does.
I stopped by at a little stoop place, a stooping of the intersection of your city today. I went visiting some of your pots. I knew I was going to come in this evening,
Wonderful.
but I had time upon my hands, so Lady Doyle and I went.
Hello.
Yes.
There is my spouse. She would
Hello.
like to greet you American people.
Hello, God bless you.
Hello.
Hello.
My son, your name is John Lilek.
Yes.
I am Lady Doyle.
Lady Doyle is truly an honor.
I am my son. Very happy. Very, very happy
And I too, also.
to meet you. My son, I have joined the Papa for many, many years. And I have investigated with offer many thousands of mediums or those who are supposed to have mediumship. We have met charlatans. We have investigated frauds. We did not allow the fraudulency to interfere with our investigations because we knew there were genuineness
and you are in the presence of a great, genuine big love.
Yes, I am.
Do not allow the clapping birds, the blackbird's war, to destroy your blue skies.
I understand.
Let the white cliffs of Doyle, I always say to myself, rain from me. Let the bluebirds fly over. I am often again to say, with author,
Yes, my darling.
we are very pleasure to meet you.
It is my pleasure and it is an honor to meet the two of you.
Don't think it this way, we were invited
Yes, and I am looking forward
by
to
the Lady Riffle.
yes, wonderful, wonderful spirit.
Lady Riffle invited us. We did not come because of having been by accident. It was her way of saying she needed help. And so, son, if you think you haven't got it, there's only one little thing that I give you. If you think you have not got the gift, then will you say something with me? If I haven't got it,
If I haven't got it,
I will get it.
I'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wasn't that remarkable?
Yes, thank you, Mother Riffle.
To a discouraged soul sometimes.
That is
It is
wonderful.
very normal. It is very plausible and very, very true that a worthy and capable person will be dragged down by negative forces. Expect that to abide with you continuously. Do you understand me?
I understand, but I could ward that
I
off.
did not say that it was a part of you.
It's not a part of
I said that it existed universally with everything and everybody.
it. Yes. But the white light,
Without a competitive force, are you listening, student?
yes, I am.
Repeat after me. Without a competitive force,
Without a competitive force,
there would be no progression.
there would be no progression.
Neither would there be creation,
Neither would there be creation,
or neither would be there any innovations.
or neither would there be any innovations.
Innovation means newness. Creations would be things built from out of the theoretical stage to the reality stage. Now your subject is right now a competitive force of negativity will always exist universally. When you say that,
A competitive force of negativity will exist universally.
neither accept it,
Neither accept it,
but be aware of its presence.
but be aware of its presence.
For you shall overcome
For you shall overcome
by the positive goodness that exists ahead of you.
by the positive goodness that exists ahead of you.
This is the teaching of the Far East and the Most High,
This is the teaching of the Far East and the Most High,
that all positive goodness
that all positive goodness
always
always
supersedes
supersedes
negative existence.
negative existence.
All negative existence
All negative existence
is in the smelting pot of destruction
is in the smelting pot of destruction
at the end.
at the end.
All positive goodness
All positive goodness
rushes on into eternity,
rushes on into eternity,
and the flourishing blossoms of produce
and the flourishing blossoms of produce
are the results
are the results
of your steadfastness,
of your steadfastness,
of faith,
of faith,
and your endurance of patience,
and your endurance of patience,
and your overcoming
and your overcoming
of the challenge.
of the challenge.
Therefore I, John Lilek,
Therefore I, John Lilek,
shall aware myself to be on guard,
shall aware myself to be on guard,
even in the deepest moments of depression,
even in the deepest moments of depression,
Not will I only use the Indian method,
Not only will I use the Indian method,
but I will use the superior mind of my own self,
but I will use the superior mind of my own self,
which is called superconsciousness.
which is called superconsciousness,
And I shall fly
and I shall fly
from the naked pastures
from the naked pastures
to the fields that are filled with beauty.
to the fields that are filled with beauty.
I shall overcome
I shall overcome
only in the name
only in the name
of the Father,
of the Father,
the Son,
the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
and the Holy Spirit.
So mote it be.
So mote it be.
You have this lesson on tape.
Yes, and it is wonderful.
How wonderful it was.
Yes. Yes.
How great and deep it was.
Yes, truly it is.
Dr. Greta,
God bless you, Dr. Gray.
good evening, my son.
Good evening, Doctor.
Proud am I to say I've been here all this time. But I marvel at the words of Lady Doyle,
Yes,
beautiful soul,
yes,
one of the pioneers of modern spiritualism, one of the great ladies, a legend in her own right.
yes,
And the legend was she that was married to the great man Arthur Conan Doyle, whom I want to say at this time, knew personally.
wonderful.
Getting closer to my time when I will come in phraseology and give you my life story, aren't we?
Yes, that is wonderful.
Oh,
Wonderful.
but you're not ready yet, my son. I'm proud to say I will be with you, handle it with care and decision upon your first speech. Do it your way, and I shall say only this to you. Of course I will be there.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I want to do it the right way.
Son, I would not attract myself to you if you did it the wrong way.
No.
I'd rather have my voice, my message secured in privacy also.
You have my word. I will honor that, Doctor.
I don't want your word, my son. I want your trust.
Yes.
Words can be broken down into lifeless speech, but trust lives in the heart forever.
Yes.
You say that?
Words can be broken down
In lifeless speech,
in lifeless speech,
but trust
but trust
remains in the heart forever.
remains in the heart forever.
The difference, isn't it, son? A man of his word is generally a businessman of the physical world. And a man of trust lives on to the continuity of life.
That is what I want to be. A man of trust.
Maybe, my son, make up my mind that if there's a store next door, I'm going to buy my wares from the store.
Yes.
I'm not getting ready.
Yes. God bless you. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. Wonderful words. Wisdom.
You, my child, I speak to the God. Happy was I to visit the physical world last evening. Time is of the essence, you know.
Yes.
We only have a limited amount of time on these wonderful special sessions. Already you have been blessed. This is Sister Cecilia.
God bless you, Sister Cecilia.
I was glad to meet your pastor,
Yes, and he was quite a
and I want to say that I enjoyed the presence of my being invited to his little church this afternoon. A remarkable poet.
Yes. Yes, truly remarkable.
But certainly, yes.
Yes.
Just think that there you were in the meditation room. Now keep this close too.
Yes.
There all the time before he went to enter there, just a man just casually walking around, I saw it puffing on a cigarette. If you look back, you will see the picture of yourself. You were engaged in talk once in a while. But he was a man that was ready to get out there and address an audience, only reading a few words out of the Aquarian Gospel, which anybody would read. But to deliver such a wonderful oration
Yes.
in seconds is absolutely what you call a gift of God.
Yes. Truly a gift of God.
Did that ever enter your mind?
Yes. Many times. I've seen that with no preparation, prior preparation.
And you certainly are witness to the fact of that.
Yes.
The hours that suddenly up at night and things like this, when does he have time to prepare?
That's true.
So it becomes very important to us as the spirit world, as the bridge and as a telephone between the two worlds. I would rather have you keep my conversation confidential also. I know he's good, but we're not here to pat James Tingley on the back. We're here to tell you who your teacher is and how qualified he is.
Yes.
That's our only concern.
Yes.
His own stock will go before him to prove his worth. Of course, he's a human, he's a natural, he's able to be criticized as anybody else, if I'm amidst a dozen thousand that thinks today like anybody does.
We're only human.
But we don't care about those things. Because 99% of all the laws that you all are under are man-made.
Yes.
They are not of infinite origin.
It's true.
And some of them, and too many of them, are made to trap you into a snare of obedience to dictators of politics.
Oh, I know. Well aware of that.
This is because we're not clansmen or activists of any nature. We possess no desire to be rioters. We are of God Almighty. Repeat after me. We are of God Almighty.
We are of God Almighty.
The one God.
The one God.
The only God.
The only God.
Our Father who art in heaven.
Our Father who art in heaven.
We will not suffer.
We will not suffer.
Neither will we allow
or will we allow
any condemnation of our true religion.
Any condemnation of our true
We
religion.
will fight as gallant soldiers.
We will fight as gallant soldiers.
We will man our ships
We will man our ships
with crews of steady
with crews of steady
and faithful-handed sailors,
of faithful-handed sailors,
and a crew,
and a crew,
and a compass,
and a compass,
and a captain
and a captain
who knows the difference between a shallow water
who knows the difference between the shallow water
and the coral reefs.
and the coral reefs.
Remember, son, that the greatest lesson from cruising the seas is only one thing. My little grandson taught it to me. Would you like to share it?
Yeah.
He stood on the board of an excursion or a yacht, whatever you want to call it, darling. I got off a few days and we went a-sailing on the sea. That little boy's eyes looked up to the captain and says, "Oh, Captain," he said, "oh, I'll never forget this. This is John I'm talking to." "Hello, John.
Hello.
You there with me?"
Yes, I'm listening.
Those little eyes looked up at me. He said to that captain, he says, "Oh, Captain," he says, "great Captain, you must be a very smart man. You know where all those dangerous places are in the waters deep below. You know where all those coral reefs are. You know all those dangerous ones." The wise old captain looked down at the lad, and you know what he said?
What do you say, brother?
"I don't know anything. I don't know where any of them are, son, but I do know where the channel is."
The channel.
That's all he knew.
The path.
He said, I know where the channel is. He said, now little lad, don't worry about the coral rocks down there below that will stop this ship. We don't care about them. He says, my eye is upon one thing, this big wheel. And he says, my eye is upon one knowledge of my mind. I always know where the channel is. Wasn't that good?
Yeah, it was wonderful and symbolic deep. That
I
channel,
never forgot that. You can use that in the sermon sometime.
thank you. That is wonderful.
That would be a wonderful whole sermon
Yes, that's a channel of
about
light.
the little boy, that I repeat, for your goodness,
Thank you.
who stood at the dock, on dock, watched the turbulent waves, watched the billows rise, said, oh, you must look the smart man. And then went on with all that I told you. And then the captain was such a sincere touch to see that old rugged sea face looking down at him.
Yes.
With his hand upon his shoulder, he says, son, life is a vast sea of adventure. Keep your eyes on the channel and don't worry about those dead spots in the waters below.
For that straight and narrow path of light.
The channel is all you've got to know.
Yes.
So we're channeling through the world of God tonight. Thank you, Dr. He's reminding me that the power is diminishing. But these lessons are getting to be even longer than we intended. But it's needful. I hope you will enjoy them.
I cherish them, Mother Riffle. I cherish them. And
All I want to say, if the Reverend should ask you if you had a good class, just say, only one thing say, words cannot explain.
and that is the truth. It is of God.
And I pray that you would take the Lord with you.
Yes.
Put him in your pocket somewhere. Don't let him out.
Yes. Mother Riffle,
Thus, darling,
I feel I must speak like Reverend Tingley speaks, without the papers, and let it flow freely. I'm putting my trust in God. My faith is in God to let the words flow.
that's the best way, darling.
I don't need the training wheels. I feel if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
That's right.
That's it.
Always remember, keep it down to a minimum.
Yes.
You know, as much as you could.